Welcome to another episode of Backyard Watch brought to you by the playlist automatically stopping 30 seconds left. And we're here talking about comics, movies, TV shows, books, video games. I'm thinking of more things to name up.
Star Wars.
Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars has just become a genre in of itself. Yeah, this is the Backyard Watch podcast, hosted by us, Eric Wall, and...
Oh, you want me to say my name?
Yeah,
Jeffrey
I did.
White. Jeffrey White is my name. Hello and welcome. It is January 8th, 2018. Great Monday, the week after New Year's Day. It's a jolly year of 2018. How are you doing, Eric?
I'm doing good. It's been cold.
How cold?
Well, we got a nor'easter, so that was something.
Wait, is that a winter storm or something?
Yes, it's like a hurricane, but with ice and snow.
Rock me like a hurricane. I sung the wrong key for a second. Whoops. Yeah, and here in the Southwest United States, it is very. I don't even need to wear a jacket. I'm just doing just fine, Eric, without a jacket.
Yeah, I have to wear a jacket from from January to around maybe like the beginning of May, and then from that until September, like all of September.
Oh, dude, Eric, another fun fact. I watched Star Wars: The Last Jedi for the 6th time today. Count them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6th time.
Nice.
It's fun. Great movie. I think we had a couple podcasts about it. We had our one the week before it came out. We were talking about the movie and Star Wars, and then the one on Christmas Day, where Chris Sequel joined us to talk about Star Wars: The Last Jedi. That was a fun time.
And we went into The Last Jedi a little bit last week as well, talking about 2017 in review.
Hey, we're going to talk about this till the day we die. We're just going to keep talking about Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Probably. It's a very divisive movie. Or decisive. It's decisive, isn't it? I'm not all here today. Nope. No, sir.
We currently don't have a special guest. We may or may not be joined by one. And so, stay tuned later in the show for our jolly special guest.
Yeah.
And, so Eric, what are we going to talk about?
Oh, yeah. So, okay. This first bit of news kind of needs a little bit of background. So, we were on hiatus when the Disney Fox deal went down, correct?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So, all right. So Disney bought a large portion of 20th Century Fox for 53 million or billion.
It's in the billions.
Yeah.
And it's 21st Century Fox. They acquired more than just the movie studio.
Did they?
I'm sorry, dude. I'm just clarifying.
21st.
So okay.
Fox.
So let me clarify this to you, Eric. 20th Century Fox is the movie studio.
Correct.
The fanfare and jolly stuff.
Right.
21st Century Fox is basically the whole conglomerate. It was when News Corporation split into two. You got News Corporation, which is all the newspapers, and then 21st Century Fox, which was Fox and Fox Sports and 20th Century Fox. So 21st Century Fox is the big company. And most of their stuff got acquired by Disney.
Correct. Okay, so that happened. Disney bought a large portion of it, including the X-Men, Fantastic Four, Aliens, Predator. I'm thinking of more. Avatar. Avatar they completely own now. I know that I think they helped James Cameron at least fund a lot of Avatar, and they have that Avatar land in Disney. Simpsons, Family Guy. Sorry.
Yeah, they also bought the television studio. Yeah, the
Yeah.
people that make those shows.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really big deal. Okay. So,
Like Eric, before, I know before we move on, like yep, it's such a big deal for the Marvel Cinematic Universe
oh yeah.
because the press release that announced it, it was officially stated that Disney wants to integrate, those properties, X-Men, Fantastic Four, potentially integrate some of those properties within the MCU, and and they're already kind of doing that with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver and Spider-Man. But I mean, this really, I think, expands the MCU in that they have loads of content for the 2020s decade.
Yeah. They
That
have
would
a
so huge.
Yeah, they have a lot of new stories that they can tell. A good one that I have seen because I recently played through the entirety of Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, and the main villain in that is Kang the Conqueror, who's a descendant of Reed Richards, who is
Oh,
Mr. Fantastic. For those who don't know, uh, yeah, and Marvel could not use that character because they did not own the rights to Fantastic Four, but now they can. And Kang the Conqueror is one of those villains that's an Avengers villain and a Fantastic Four villain. So it'd be really cool
wow.
to see him maybe in a Phase 4. Uh,
Phase
villain.
5.
I would, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it would be Phase 5 at this point. Yeah, but that's good. So a number of movies were in development. Um,
Deadpool 2.
yeah, Deadpool 2. We have New Mutants
Venom.
coming out in April. Well, Venom's not affected. That's a Sony property.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
Gambit. But
Oh yeah, Gambit.
a really big one was the X-Force movie, which is it would be Deadpool, Wolverine, Cable, and a bunch of other characters. I'm not sure if Wolverine would be in it, though. Yeah, but according to a new report, X-Force is still being being made, regardless of the Disney Fox deal, which is
That's cool.
which is something, of course. Yeah.
I mean, it would be, this whole acquisition thing, it isn't going to be immediate, like
No,
they
no.
have to get regulatory approval. It'll take a while to integrate these properties. That's why I think, we're not going to get anything in the MCU from this really in the next 2 years. I'll be shocked if we do.
No,
It'll
I'm
be
saying
it'll
3
be
to 4.
these kind of big blockbuster mergers. It takes a little while to acclimate everything because of all the parts involved in it. And it'll take a little bit of time, but that's why I'm not surprised. It's more efficient to keep things running like normal.
Yeah, 12 to 18 months. That's what it says in this article. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
So sometime in 2019.
Yeah, sometime in 2019 it will be they'll be fully integrated most likely. Yep. Yeah, that's it for that. I'm looking forward to this a little bit still. I hope perhaps they still
sounds really
integrate it.
cool.
I'm still
Yeah.
hoping that they integrate it into the MCU even a little bit. What else do we have? The Black Panther tickets went on sale yesterday.
A couple of the times that I watched The Last Jedi, they show all the previews beforehand, I saw the Black Panther trailer. It's like, ooh, look at that, Black Panther, here we go.
People keep asking me if I've seen the newest trailer, and I'm just like, I have not, because I usually watch the first 2 trailers of movies, and then I stop watching everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks fun. But this has something to do also with Black Panther, really. That a charity is trying to raise enough money for low-income youths to go see Black Panther. Which
Wow, that's pretty cool.
It's awesome, actually.
So generous, love it.
Yeah, I think it's something that people should get into their communities because movies aren't cheap. Movies are really expensive.
Very true.
I think a lot of theaters are now $15 and more.
Actually, depending on the time of day, some
Yeah.
theaters do half off. Like when I
Yeah,
saw The
like on
Last Jedi today,
Tuesdays.
I saw it, late morning on a Monday. You
Yeah.
know, you know, the price was half off. It's pretty
Right,
cool.
right, right.
But no, but but either way, I do agree that theater prices will continue to rise over the year, depending on how high demand is, and depending on market value. And I think things like these are really cool for people who are interested in seeing Black Panther, but may not be able to afford it.
Right.
It's a really cool initiative.
Yep, yep, yep. All right. Going more into the MCU, I did say it in our pre-show, and I did put it on the channel 1138 post earlier today that it's ironic that we have a lot of Marvel news today, but no DC news, especially because of our topic.
It doesn't always have to correlate, Eric.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
It's always something to talk about.
Yeah.
Like
Uh,
we were talking about Star Wars for a good 2 minutes, and well, our main topic isn't The Last Jedi.
that is true. That is true. So, more about the MCU. Somebody on Twitter was talking about Mark Hamill becoming Doc Ock, which would be really cool. And then Mark
Okay,
Hamill retweeted this.
I'm a bit naive here, Eric. What's Doc Ock?
Doctor Octopus.
Oh,
Oh boy.
it's like what, like Doc Ock. It sounds like something from Back to the Future. Like what?
Yeah, no. What do you think
Doctor
about?
Octopus.
Yeah, what do you think about this fan casting, Jeff?
Wishful thinking.
Yeah.
I'm part of a group for the old TV show Chuck, and they are heavily campaigning for Yvonne Strahovski, who's been on a couple good TV shows. They want her to be Captain Marvel, for the Captain Marvel
Yeah,
movie, and I'm like, that's not going to happen.
it's also too late now.
Yeah.
Definitively too late.
So I think this is just wishful thinking, and
Yeah.
Mark Hamill's like, they're passionate. Okay, I'll retweet. I like their passion.
Yeah. But
But
I could see Mark Hamill doing Doctor Octopus.
I mean, hey, he was oh crap. He was the trickster in the Flash TV
Oh,
show.
true, true. He's also been a number of Marvel villains on like TV shows. He's been Arnim Zola. For
What's
one, that's the guy that he's the Hydra scientist that is put into a robot with a TV in its torso.
Oh.
You remember in
just
Winter
just
Soldier?
insert a picture of Kylo Ren's shirtless self and just put a TV in his torso.
That wouldn't be hard to do. But you remember in Winter Soldier when they go to Captain America's like base where he like did basic training and all?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the thing that they find underneath the base. That's Arnim Zola. But
that's
wasn't-
him. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
That wasn't played by Mark Hamill, of course, but I know that he's played Red Skull a couple of times. He most famously, really, played the Hobgoblin in the 90s Spider-Man TV show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at Mark Hamill. He's everything. He's
He is
everyone.
everywhere.
He was even in my favorite TV show, Chuck. He was even in
Really?
that show. He's even in Chuck. Yeah. Season premiere of season 5. He was just like a one episode villain.
Nice. So more news about Spider-Man, really.
Ooh, Spider-Man.
So we're all like caught up with the Insomniac Games Spider-Man game that's coming out sometime this year.
I hope it comes. It better come out this year.
Right.
Man, I'm almost ready to put this as my hype factor. I'm so excited for this, man.
Well,
It's gonna be some cool open world web slinging Spider-Man.
that is true.
What about the game, Eric?
Well, there is a bunch of playtests going on right now, and including the design director Brian Horton, who has played it 3 times already. And this is a really good quote because it really shows you how much the length is. He says, each playthrough has taken multiple days. So I'm really looking forward to playing through this game.
Longevity isn't an issue for me personally because I take my time when it comes to video games. Take my sweet time. I look everywhere for secrets, and yeah, but I know a lot of gamers get very nitpicky about length of time and whatnot. You know, I think this will instill confidence amongst the gaming communities.
Yep.
That it won't just be a quick play; it'll be a deep adventure. Yeah.
Right. All right. So going from Marvel news to other kinds of Disney. Jeez. To other kinds of Disney news. Donald Glover said that the switching of directors hasn't really affected anything. And and this kind of gives me hope that the whole Solo movie will be good, of course. I know that
Eric, I'm not sorry, finish your point.
Oh, I was going to say that we were talking about this in the pre-show, of course, that people are like already writing for no reason about like this movie quote unquote sucking. And we haven't seen anything besides a little bit of like images that Ryan Howard, Donald Glover, everyone else that's in the project has very like teased us. Yeah, they've teased us just a little bit. And we haven't gotten a teaser trailer. We don't even know when the trailer is exactly yet. And it really aggravates me that people think that it's going to suck.
You also have to remember, that I believe it was today on Twitter, Ron Howard, the director of Solo, he stated that he assured fans that there will be a teaser coming soon.
Right. Yeah.
So don't worry too much, Eric. Don't worry too much.
That didn't happen until after I made the show notes at 3 a.m. Sunday morning.
Oh man, never make the show notes at 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning, folks.
All right, so we got
I'm pretty hyped for Solo. I'm not really surprised by the news that the director change didn't change much. They were already pretty deep into production, and they'd already done a lot of shooting of the film.
Yeah, I'm sure that the story still stayed the same, of course.
And I think basically that it was kind of that Ron Howard joined in just to stabilize whatever tensions were going on set, but the movie was still chugging along, as per usual. So we're still in the middle of our news segment right now. Before we move on to our main topic of the Lego Batman movie, Eric and I would like to welcome our special guest. If I believe.
Whoa, special?
Special?
Whoa.
I thought my mom only called me special.
He's a jolly guy. For some reason, he's called the Snake by Sage from Star Wars Wastelands. He's a great guy. Welcome to the Backyard Watch podcast.
The Last Jedi Lover.
It's Mr.
I love that movie. And I'm not ashamed.
I'm not ashamed of that either.
It's Mr. Jake Damon. Hello, Jake.
Hello, Eric. Hello, Jeffrey. I'm so happy to be on this jolly podcast. I'm so ready. I'm so sorry that I'm late. Last time I didn't even show up, so I think that makes me the most unreliable guest ever. But
hey, it's all right, man. Zach Arnold provided a good show last week. That was fun.
Well, I'm sure he did. I have yet to listen to it, but I don't think he did nearly as half as I would have done. Half as well as I would have done, but whatever.
That gets me very excited for today's show.
I love you, Zach.
So do you have any more? So Eric, do you have any more thoughts about the Solo movie and the director change and everything?
I don't know, Jake. How do you feel? Do you think that the Solo movie is going to be good?
Well, here's how I look at it. It was definitely a mess that Lucasfilm decided to get rid of these guys, Lord and Miller. They have a good track record, obviously. Part of me thinks it would have been great to just have them put out what they made and just see how the audience reacted. But something tells me that they were worried about what people would think about the product that they had so far. So I think it was a pretty friendly, like, parting of the ways type thing, as far as I know. I don't know everything that happened behind the scenes, but Ron Howard is a very talented director. He's got a lot of experience working with movies in general. He's an experienced director. He knows what he's doing. I think he has a lot of good stuff to bring to the table. I think George Lucas even approached him at one point to do the Phantom Menace, I believe.
Yep.
But that was ages ago. But I have a pretty good feeling about this. The longer the time goes by without seeing a trailer gets me a little more worried. But I mean, just from like the Lego minifigure leaks, thanks to you, Eric, I wouldn't see those without you.
You're welcome.
I actually got a Reddit just so I could like follow that page. But just like the characters look cool, like that art box stuff that was leaked looks awesome. I'm excited for this movie. I have a lot of high hopes for it. I'm choosing to go into this as positive as possible, keeping my expectations kind of middle ground, not like too high or anything, so I'm not disappointed. But I'm excited.
Right. So Jake brought up a good point. A Discord server that I'm a part of has been leaking a bunch of pictures of the Lego Han Solo movies.
Ooh.
Sets. Yeah, and there's a lot of good looking minifigures and ships and all.
What do you think about this, Eric?
As somebody that does actually like collect Lego, I think that they look really good. I'm a little mad though. They're making a new TIE fighter, and the day that it released, like the image, I had just bought a Lego TIE fighter.
So is it like a different design, or is it just like your basic TIE fighter?
It's your basic TIE fighter, but it's different than the one that I currently have.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that
Wow.
one set that was leaked, Han Speeder,
Mm-hmm.
looks awesome. It's very reminiscent of like an old dragster car or something like that. It has some influence there. I'm assuming it was a kind of a throwback to what's it called, American Graffiti, because Ron Howard obviously starred in that, and Harrison Ford was in that too. So I'm wondering if it's a callback to that. But what do you guys think of the Falcon design? This is like manufactured out of the shop Falcon, not modified Falcon.
Sorry, I had to give my mom an extension cord. Yep. What are we on? I heard the last thing I heard was American
Falcon.
Graffiti.
What do you think of the new Falcon?
Okay, so I just want to point this out real quick. I'm pretty sure that the color choice is an Easter egg, not only to the Legends version of the Millennium Falcon before Lando and Han got a hold of it, but I think it's a reference to the Colt 45 that Billy D. Williams was a part of the commercials for.
Oh man, hold on, I gotta look this up. I think you actually sent it in the chat at one point.
Yes, I did.
I was kind of in and out. I bet you're right. I love little Easter eggs like that. It's loading. Oh yeah, I see it now. Oh yeah, I could see that.
Another thing is, I like that they're doing the pre-Battle of Yavin rank plaques.
Right.
Yeah, the horizontal bars mainly is the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's a little something that I like. Yeah, I think that's basically it, really.
It gets me very hyped for the Solo movie. It also makes me wonder, are you guys okay? Quick bet. Do you guys think we are going to get a Lego Star Wars video game? I think Lego Star Wars: The Last Jedi. I think we're going to get that this year. What do you guys think?
Honestly, I'm surprised they weren't working on it to kind of match up with the release of the movie. Isn't that what they did with The Force Awakens, or was it a little?
No,
No, that was June of the next year.
Yep.
For The Force
Oh,
Awakens.
dang. So it
Yeah.
came a lot later. Wow. I hope they do. I haven't even played The Force Awakens Lego yet because, like, I was a little iffy on it. And this may sound weird, but, like, I'm a huge fan of when they just kind of compile the movies into one game like they did with the first two. I just love that so much because you could just kind of explore between movies and stuff. And I bet you what they'll do is after the trilogy's out, they might release something. I don't know. Maybe not. But
I would like that more,
Yeah.
honestly.
And I don't know.
I'm just thinking.
I hope they do.
Yeah, Jake. I'm thinking that because, with the Visceral game shutting down and that we don't have a confirmed Star Wars game for this year. I hope we get something. What do you
Yeah.
think, Eric?
I'm also hoping that is what they're doing.
You know what's really disappointing to me is that now with all the hype of Star Wars and stuff, I know they're trying to like make games that people like, but for the most part, stuff has been kind of middle of the road as far as critical reception. I don't know if you guys would agree with that. You guys are bigger gamers than I am, but I miss playing Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 when they first came out, especially 2, and just like everybody pretty much loved those games. I didn't hear anybody go, "Oh yeah, they were okay" or whatever. Like, you just like those games. And
Yeah.
the newer ones are just kind of down the middle of the road, kind of just a mediocre reception for the most part.
Right.
And I wish we had more Star Wars games. I feel like there's such a good world to play in there. And I mean, with Disney and Lucasfilm, Disney now owns Lucasfilm. Are you telling me they don't have the resources to bring together some smart people to make like an amazing new Star Wars game? Like, it doesn't even have to be Battlefront. Just make an awesome like RPG type game.
Well,
Like,
the problem is, Jake, I see your point, and I wish that would happen, that they would do what Marvel's doing and just shop it around different publishers. But the problem is they signed an exclusivity deal with EA. It's a 10-year deal that goes till 2023, and that's kind of preventing other publishers from making Star Wars games because, with the exception of mobile games and Lego games.
Yeah.
Part of the problem is also that Disney Interactive shut down. That's their gaming division. So they can't make any more mobile games or Disney Infinity stuff based off of that brand. So that's kind of the problem we're at. Obviously, the Lego games are the best way of a workaround until this deal ends.
That's what usually confuses me. Like, I don't understand why not Telltale. Traveler's Tales doesn't need like the exclusivity deal or anything.
There's probably some clause on the contract
Yeah.
that allowed them to make Lego games.
Yeah, on top of that, it's a Warner Brothers run studio,
yeah.
which makes it even more funny.
But like,
Yeah.
speaking about Lego games, I have such fond memories of discovering that game, and I think we were in Walmart or something, and remember, I don't think they do this anymore, but like, remember when they had the TVs hooked up in the game section? You could
Yes.
pretty much break your neck like looking up
There-
at the TV.
There was I remember there was one at the mall that I usually go to, and it was like some sneaker store, and they would always have Lego Star Wars on it.
Yeah,
And
but that
I would
was
just play it.
because my only other experience with a Lego game was like those crappy ones that came out before then with like terrible graphics. It was mostly for the PC, and it was just like go around on your little car on this island and like build things sometimes, which were fun, I guess, at the time. But the first Lego Star Wars game was such a game changer, like no pun intended.
That's a good pun, dude.
I didn't even mean to do that.
So, do you have any more thoughts about this before we go to our main topic, which is also Lego themed?
No, I'm good.
I have no more thoughts.
So let's move on to our main topic for the Backyard Watch podcast. This is the Lego Batman movie. This was released February 2017, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And created by the same studio that made the Lego movie. Its box office grossing was a little bit below the Lego movie, but it was still, I think it was over $400 million. So it was still very successful compared to the Lego Ninjago movie, which also came out last year. That kind of failed, unfortunately. But Lego Batman movie came out. Lego fans love it. Batman fans love it. We're here to talk about it today. So I'm just going to go around first. How many times that we have seen the movie. I saw it once in the theaters last year, and then I got it on Blu-ray for Christmas, and I watched it last week. So, Jake Damon, how many times have you seen it?
So this is a little embarrassing, but I only saw it the one time in theaters.
Nice.
I never watched it after or anything, but I think I remember enough of it. You'll probably have to remind me, but I definitely remember how I felt after watching
it. Eric?
Yeah, I also only saw it in theaters.
Hey, I love it that we all saw it in theaters, man.
I mean, that's the only way to do it. Actually, it's not, but
Literally so many cheaper ways.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Just be like Eric and get and yeah. Anyways, I was about to say it, but anyways, this one's going on for.
You are a legal dealings podcast for what he.
I mention it about every week.
He mentions it every week. Yeah. So let's go around this room for overall impressions. I was overwhelmed. There was a lot thrown at you in this movie. And even watching it the second time, I'm realizing some of my feelings are similar to when I watched Star Wars The Last Jedi for the first time. And it's not really negative, but it's overwhelming. There's so much going on. Pacing's out of control, going nuts, going crazy. A lot of references, a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of things happening in the plot. Eric Wall, what are your impressions?
I think it's the first good movie with Batman in it since The Dark Knight.
Whoa!
There, I said it.
Dang.
That's it. I did like the movie. I think comparatively, I think that I know Jeff, you don't like really comparing things that are like this really to other movies, but I think that the Lego movie was a little bit better in terms of comedy. But story-wise, I really did like the story in this. Jake, what are your thoughts?
I liked it a lot. I went into it hearing all the reviews and stuff. People thought it was like Christ's second coming, and I was like, yeah. I mean, it was good. I honestly love Batman. Batman is by far my favorite, superhero, and I love all the lore that surrounds it, all that stuff. I love Batman, and I love everything that comes along with it. And I thought it treated the whole lore with respect, and it was endearing, and it was funny, and there were a lot of little Easter eggs that some people won't get, but other people will get. And I think if in general you're just a Batman fan, there's something in this movie for you, no matter what era that you grew up watching Batman or reading Batman comics or whatever. There's something in it for everybody. I thought the humor was great. It was not a bad movie in the least. I thought it was a great movie. I think by the end, though, I would say I had a more fun experience watching. Oh man, that's hard now because I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I think maybe I did like Lego Batman better than the Lego movie. The Lego movie was fantastic though.
Wow, that's a bold statement, Jake.
It is, but the Lego movie was kind of just you're constantly discovering new things, and there's not necessarily a ton of references or anything. I mean, maybe there was, but like that was a fun world to be in. But the Lego Batman movie was like Easter egg here, Easter egg there, funny line here, funny line. Like there was a lot of jokes in this movie, and I did laugh a lot. So
Yeah, like one of the first lines said by Batman is, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts," which is like one of the most like hilarious lines that Bruce Wayne has ever said in a movie. Or
I totally forgot about that.
That's honestly one of my favorite lines.
Batman '89 reference.
Yeah.
Like I pretty much love all iterations of Batman except for like not even having to do with the movie itself, Batman and Robin, but like I really didn't like George Clooney in the role. It just didn't fit.
When I was little, I liked it just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's for like a certain crowd, but like
yeah.
I think like once you reach the age of like 15, you realize what that movie actually is.
Right.
But you know, I mean, it's good for like parody's sake. But you know, like I said, Lego Batman kind of takes everything, makes fun of stuff, highlights stuff, and it did have a good story. I thought. Everybody thought that like, oh, Zach Galifianakis is like an amazing Joker and stuff. I mean, he was okay, but he's not like he's not a very
Hamill.
Yeah. I mean, if you got Mark Hamill in that role, can you imagine? Like, also,
yeah.
I understand Kevin, or what's his name? Who
Will
plays
Arnett.
Will Arnett? Will Arnett. I get it for the comedic angle and stuff. It is a very funny version of Batman, and I think it works for Lego perfectly. But how do you feel? Like, how would you feel if they got Kevin Conroy to do the voice?
Oh, it'd be way better.
It'd be so cool.
Yeah.
He's like the definitive Batman.
That would be weird though, because it's such a different interpretation.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, it would be great. It would satisfy me at a like nerd level, but would it fit the version of Batman?
I like how his voice for Batman works way better than Christian Bale's voice for Batman.
See, I don't mind Christian Bale as Batman at all. Like the voice, that never bothered me that much.
That's the one thing that has always bothered me for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know. I think it's like unique to the Nolan franchise. Like you don't really see many other Batmen doing that. But I just watched Batman Begins like 2 nights ago, and I forgot how amazing that movie was.
So you did talk about some of the voice actors. What do you think about the other voice actors like Michael Cera as Robin, Rosario Dawson as Batgirl?
Eric, I saw some of the there were a couple behind the scenes stuff in the Blu-ray for the Lego Batman movie. It's more like ads that are the voice actors promoting the movie and their character. Sorry for that noise in the background. There's a shower running and across the wall. I was about to say hall 5 times. Like, ooh. But it's really cool. Like the guy who plays Robin, he is way older than you'd think he is.
Yeah.
He's more like a young adult rather than a young teenager.
Yeah, I think Michael Cera's in his almost 30s, or he's in his 30s.
Yeah. Like that's so fascinating. Consider it shows you how good his voice range is, that he can act like a kid, through his voice.
Hold up.
Oh crap! I don't remember.
Lego Batman movie. And
who plays who?
Who plays Commissioner Gordon in the Lego Batman movie?
I forget.
I do as well. You know what's one thing that I didn't like?
What's that?
I didn't like that Barbara Gordon is like a police officer in this.
Barbara.
I think that's something that's like really like against her character. Oh, that's why I thought that I knew who he was. It's the guy from the Tim Allen show, Last Man Standing. It's his boss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a Hispanic James Gordon and a Hispanic Batgirl, which it's fine. That's I don't think I heard anyone complain about that, which I'm happy about.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I wish that they brought in Adam West though as
something, yeah.
as maybe the mayor, like in the Batman.
Oh,
or
yeah.
some sort of cameo.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Basically, just doing like his Family Guy bit.
Yeah, and yeah.
Or not Family. Yeah, is he in Family Guy?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what.
You know what I also didn't like, really? I don't like that they didn't like have Billy D. Williams do enough lines for Two-Face.
Yeah, I know. I was so excited for him, and
Yeah.
it was just a few years. I was looking forward to Conan as the Riddler too.
Yeah, and I didn't know about that until a couple months ago.
Yeah. I just heard he was voicing him. I'm like, wait, that's kind of perfect.
I do think it was really cool that they had Billy D. Williams in there. When I heard the couple lines he had, when I heard him, I'm like, yeah, that's Billy D.
Yeah.
There was a deleted scene where Two-Face has a couple more lines in there that I thought was pretty cool.
Oh
yeah.
I'm reading the cast list right now. I didn't know that Eddie Izzard was Voldemort.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot.
Yes, she is.
There.
Yeah.
Or he, I don't know.
Yeah, the comedian is.
Yeah. The one who made the Death Star canteen.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
I love it.
Yeah, you guys want to go over the plot real quick? Jeff, what do you think the plot is?
What do I think the
Plot is.
Well, it's really about Batman being a stubborn a-hole and being a loner and such, and Joker's trying to be like, hey, you should love the fact that I'm your greatest supervillain ever. And it's kind of a lesson about how Batman should accept friendship, should accept other people like Robin, Alfred, even Barbara. He should accept help instead of always being a loner. It's something that many iterations of Batman have done, including Batman Arkham Knight, and I think The Dark Knight Rises did it. Like, a lot of comic books have this kind of plot. But it was, it's really about, Batman should I'm gonna get the Blu-ray for a moment. There's a thing on the back of it that says something about it. So what do you think of the plot, Jake?
I mean, I barely remember all the finer details, but from what I remember, it just kind of kicks off with the Joker feeling kind of like bad about, what was it, Batman didn't. I see. I forget the angle, but I remember it like in my head how it played out. It kind of, in a weird way, like humanizes the Joker a little bit. It kind of shows his emotional side, and that kind of launches him into like a full-scale, I need to get Batman to feel a certain way about me type of thing. Is that right?
Yeah, it's basically a love story, but instead of you saying I love you, it's you saying I hate you.
Yeah, right. He's just trying to get him to admit that or something. But
so, I have the Blu-ray box here. What it says on the back. In the irreverent spirit of fun that made the Lego Movie a worldwide phenomenon, the self-described leading man of that ensemble, Lego Batman, stars in his own big screen adventure. But there are big changes brewing in Gotham, and if he wants to save the city from the Joker's hostile takeover, Batman may have to drop the lone vigilante thing, try to work with others, and maybe, just maybe, learn to lighten up.
Does he get to do that?
Find
a little
out
bit
next time.
I'm out in the Lego Movie sequel.
I like how this movie was able to do Batman Forever and Batman and Robin better than the actual movies.
Batman v Superman.
No.
Yeah.
Let's not.
One of my favorite scenes of the movie was when Alfred was talking about Batman having these existential crises, and he's like, he was describing each year that a major Batman movie came out. He's like, you had this back in 2016 and 2012 and 2008 and 2005 and 1997 and that weird one in 1966. I think the other ones were in 89, 92, and 95.
Yeah. I think it even made references to like the ones before 1966, didn't it? Like the super, super old ones.
Oh,
yeah, it definitely did.
White, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it talked about the first two Batman movies too. Oh boy.
The costumes for that were so awkward.
Yeah, they're terrible. So real quick. So a little bit of a criticism that I had about this movie was really the over-reliance on the other Warner Brothers like villains that they have.
Isn't that what the Lego movie did though?
Yeah, but it's more that this is a Batman movie and
like if you like Eric, if you want to see Warner Brothers bias and so many Warner Brothers properties, just look at Lego Dimensions.
I mean,
that
oh my God.
I mean, to be fair though, they've done a lot of Universal stuff too.
The Lego Dimensions game was, I think it was great. I loved everything about it. I love the whole world jumping and stuff. I know it's a little bit of a tangent, but like, why was it so expensive?
Oh my God,
so damn expensive.
Really?
The Doctor Who set was my favorite, but
I like the Beetlejuice one.
I never got to play that.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet. I just like having Beetlejuice on my desk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a cool part of the movie was something I mentioned earlier about Joker trying to convince Batman that Joker's his greatest supervillain. There's a scene in the beginning where Joker's like, "I'm your greatest enemy, Batman," and Batman's like, "No, it's Superman. Superman's my greatest enemy."
That
and Joker's like,
really
"What?"
I really did like Zach Galifianakis in the Joker role.
He's amazing.
Yeah, I think he's up there. I think he's up there for the greatest Jokers. Like, the top two are still Mark Hamill.
Dang.
And the top two are still Mark Hamill and Heath Ledger, which that flips and flops every so often.
Oh, I know. I was thinking about that the other day, actually. I'm like, which one's better? And I'm like, for different reasons, I feel like they're both on the same level. Like, he was the best live action Joker, Heath Ledger, but nobody can beat Hamill for the voice.
The voice, yeah. And the laugh, of course.
Oh,
the main part of that. Yeah.
I will say that overall the movie, and I think something that we'll gear towards the tone of the movie. And a lot of it, there was some funny stuff. There's some lighthearted, jolly, fun jokes. But there was also some dark stuff, some really sad stuff that made you want to cry. And that surprised me. I didn't expect a movie to be so sad. What do you guys think?
I would say the ending, like closer to the ending and all, is pretty like emotional, really. Like Batman trying to get Joker to help, really.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jake, of the tone of the movie?
Like, it was definitely like more funny throughout than anything, I think. But like the sad moments, I remember were pretty darn like, whoa, this isn't a Lego movie. I don't know. I thought it worked. It was like a good contrast,
Yeah.
Ooh, I just thought of something, and I have a counter for what Eric said earlier about not liking Barbara being a police officer. You have to remember that in the end, I know we're spoiling here, but in the end, Barbara Gordon becomes Batgirl.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Yeah,
and
okay,
like it.
So, all right. So the reason why I don't like it is because in the comics, the reason why she becomes Batgirl is because Commissioner Gordon is like, oh, I don't want my daughter to become a police officer.
Yeah.
And I feel that that's like a really like
Well, this isn't the comics, Eric.
Yeah,
This isn't
but
canon.
still.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You gotta lighten
but
up a little
no,
bit.
I
Be
really
open.
like that side of her story.
Yeah, me too. I pretty much liked most of the characters in this movie.
Oh yeah, I like the entire thing. It's more that's the one thing that I don't like.
Yeah.
And I thought it was pretty cool, seeing the gang together, seeing Alfred put on the 1960s suit. That was awesome, dude. Just Alfred had some good moments in this movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I like Alfred in it.
Yeah. In this movie, was it hinted that he was he had like martial arts background and stuff like he does in some of the iterations? I forget if he was like a fighter in this
I
one.
would say so because he survives a lot of the movie. That's another thing. I got like really sad when, spoiler alert, like he almost died.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Aw, they're not gonna kill off Alfred in a Lego movie." I don't think that they'll kill off Alfred because Alfred is a really like essential part of Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was watching Batman Begins, like I said, and Alfred. Michael Caine is just such a good part of that. But it did make me think about like how tied into the whole Batman lore Alfred is. Like Batman can't be Batman without Alfred.
What do you guys think about Batman like being ditched by the Justice League?
That was hilarious.
They were having a dance party too. That was awesome.
Yep. A lot of good references in that scene too.
I like
and he's like, "Oh, I wasn't invited."
I like that they made a Lego character for Marlon Brando's Jor-El.
Yeah, I like that. With the white suit.
Mm-hmm.
Looked pretty awesome.
I just like that they had the what was it called, the character from Lord of the Rings that has the eye.
Oh, Sauron.
Sauron. Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
And then when the eye explodes, and everyone's just like, "Oh no!"
Yep. Yeah, like good references in there. Not even like from Batman. They pull from Harry Potter and
Clash of the Titans.
Yeah. Release the Kraken.
Yep. King Kong's in there.
Yeah.
Is Godzilla in it? Or it's supposed to be fake Godzilla?
I can't even remember.
I can't remember either. This is what we get for not rewatching the movie.
I wish I had the memes too.
For some reason, a character that I really liked was Bane because it was essentially the Dark Knight Rises Bane.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, but he has the luchador mask, which I really like.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What else? We talked about Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
Being Riddler. I don't remember ever hearing him at all though. Maybe like once or twice.
Yeah, I think I heard. Maybe it was a line, but I think I definitely heard like a laugh. Maybe.
Right.
I wonder what
I
these
think
guys
it's at the
get
beginning.
paid to just say like one line.
You know how Batman's like secret password is Iron Man sucks.
Yes.
That was a really good line. And I'm not gonna lie, that's what like kind of sold me on the movie, and it's really early on. I think that, and when he says you want to get nuts earlier.
Yeah. Yep.
Gremlins are in this. I forgot about that.
No, I can't remember that either.
Yeah.
So long ago.
Agent Smith is in
Literally.
it from The Matrix. Do you remember that?
I think I do actually. Yeah.
The T-Rex and the Velociraptor are in it.
From Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is something that kind of annoyed me. I wish that Darth Vader was like one of the villains, because not all of these villains are Warner Brothers owned villains.
No, yeah.
Yeah, like Jaws. Jaws is technically in it, I guess you could say.
Well, they kind of had to get rights to it. They had to, get a copyright thing. There was a thing at the end of the end credits where it's like, okay, this character is property of this, like all these references. It would probably be very expensive to get Star Wars stuff.
Well, okay, so to be fair, there was Star Wars stuff in the Lego movie, so that's why I kind of just figured that Darth Vader could be there.
Yeah.
I forgot which Star Wars stuff was there.
The Millennium Falcon. They got Anthony Daniels, if I remember correctly, and Billy D. Williams for Lando. Then they got somebody.
Somebody
They got,
once told me.
I think they got Keith Ferguson for Han Solo, because he usually does like Han Solo in like parody roles. And then they had the Millennium Falcon and Chewbacca. So, yeah, I mean they definitely have.
Well, that was in the Lego movie.
Yeah,
Millennium
but
Falcon.
I mean, it's still Warner Brothers that's making both. So
Yeah.
I don't see a reason why they couldn't have Darth Vader in this one.
Yeah, it would have been cool.
Yeah.
They could have really done anything they wanted.
Or they could have just been like, oh, here goes Darth Vader, and then he like falls down a hill or something, like a bumbling idiot. That would have been good.
There's an idea for the Lego movie sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I'm really looking forward to the Lego movie sequel, which I think comes out next year probably.
Me too. Yeah. See, it's interesting to me why like people are like, oh, the Lego Ninjago movie was a quote unquote failure or whatever. But honestly, I think like how big of an audience was that even made for anyway?
It was basically for people that watched the show, but
yeah,
it doesn't reference it at all.
Yeah, okay.
I watched it a couple weeks ago. Sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like I've seen a clips here and there of the show, and it was pretty good, pretty cool. But it's definitely for like younger people and stuff. But like I know a lot of people watch that show, and it's pretty popular. But if you're talking about how many people go to see a movie, that can't be that many people.
No.
And it wasn't even reviewed well. Like there's a couple reviewers who said that that maybe the franchise isn't clicking, maybe it's not working for it. The box office was about $120 some million, which is higher than their budget, Nick the Maker, but still pretty disappointing compared to the other ones.
Yeah, I would think that the Lego movie probably made around. Hold up, I'm checking this now. Probably 500 million. Oh,
sounds about right.
470.
Yeah, that's a lot of That's a lot of money. A lot of people liked it. Like I don't think there was any reason for anybody not. Like I don't think it's not clicking. I just think that there's like certain audiences for certain movies. I feel like the Lego Batman movie is going to have a way bigger audience than the Lego Ninjago movie. But I feel like if they came out with like a Lego Star Wars movie or a Lego Harry Potter movie or something, you'd get a lot more people to those.
Yeah.
Well, would you argue therefore that the Solo movie is going to have less of a target audience than say Star Wars Episode 9?
No,
see,
it's a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I don't think so. Just because it's like everything in Star Wars for the most part. Like if you love Star Wars, if you like Star Wars, which is mostly everybody, like on the scale of things, they're going to be interested. Like, everybody knows who Han Solo is. And
okay, Jake, you'd be surprised how many people I know who have never seen Star Wars.
Oh, no, me too. I'm just saying, like, there's enough people to not make that a box office bomb, I think. Like I said, everybody knows who Han Solo is, and it's, they're going to see that first trailer and be like, oh, I want to go see this. But, I don't know, I feel like it's going to have way more of a draw than something like the Lego Ninjago movie would have with such like a, like so many people don't even know what Ninjago is or means or anything, but most people know about Star Wars, therefore there's a bigger chance of people going to see a Solo movie. But that's just my take.
It's Jake's Take.
Jake's Take. Come here every week for Jake's Take.
Jake's Take takes Jake.
Bring your snake, eat some cake.
It's a Jake Take in the backyard watch.
Oh, God.
There you go, improv theme songs. That's what we're all about here.
Segment confirmed.
So, are we prepared to give this a rating out of 10? That's all right. I'll give it a little time. Okay.
I don't want to do that, really. That's more of a fandom fraternity thing.
I'm fine doing it. Just because, like, I just remember how I felt coming out of it. I would give it a solid, like, 8 out of 10. I thought it was, great.
Give it a 9
Not
out
perfect.
of 10.
9, yeah.
8.4.
Wow. I thought that I didn't like this movie as much.
I mean, these are all still really high scores.
It would be much higher if it wasn't for all the sad stuff. After I watched the movie, I watched all the ads that they had on the Blu-ray that were for the movie or the Lego Batman movie, and I was like, "Yeah, this is so jolly! I'm so happy." But beforehand, I just was sad because a lot of the movie reminded me of my occasional lonely tendencies. So yeah, I'm Batman, everybody. Yeah, I'm Batman. So they kind of dragged it down a little bit for me.
I keep forgetting that this movie came out last year.
I can't believe it.
I thought...
We're at this stage now when movies come out and you're like, wait, did that come out? Or like we'll see a trailer for something. My brother Andrew, just saw the trailer. Or, I mean, he's seen it. He's watched it. He saw it when it came out. The trailer, but me and him watched the trailer for Jurassic World 2: The Fallen Kingdom the other night, and he literally asked me, wait, did that movie come out already? I was like, I know, there's so many movies coming out.
Yeah, I would question that as well. Like, this seems like that it reveals too much. Did it already come out?
Yeah.
I've seen the Jurassic World trailer a couple of times because of Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Yeah. Yep. It's always cool seeing like usually we see our trailers first online now, but it's awesome seeing like awesome trailers for awesome movies on the big screen. Like when I saw the Infinity War trailer for the first time, I think it was in front of The Last Jedi. It was awesome.
It was hype. I love that trailer, dude.
Yeah.
It's such a good trailer.
I really hope that they're not going to screw with that at all. I hope that they don't make it too comedic. Like, I think that this is a movie that should be a little bit darker.
It looks dark based on
that
the
was
trailer.
what. Well, to be fair, that's what Age of Ultron, Captain America: Civil War. No, they were.
No,
they were considerably darker than the Avengers. The Avengers was mostly lighthearted. I watched the films recently.
I would say that too. I would say like the first Avengers was definitely like light. It had dark moments, I guess, but
there's a lot of jokes.
It was
and
very
I love
lighthearted, very joking, very like adventurous and fun and stuff. It was just like a fun comic book movie. Even like the climax with New York, like obviously it was a bad situation and dire, but it was fun to watch, And then Age of Ultron, I would say definitely took a step in a darker direction. I don't think, however, it was as dark as the trailers let it on to believe, but it was definitely darker than the first Avengers.
Yeah, That's not wrong. And
I don't get
feel
why
like
you're so Eric. I don't get why you're critical of this because I
I-
want Infinity War to be a little lighthearted. I want some jokes in there.
Why are you
Okay.
critical, Eric?
No, because I don't like superhero movies that much anymore. I've literally been like.
This is now my podcast. Get out.
Yep.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Good night.
This is mine and
okay.
Jeffrey's.
So I guess
That's,
that
a really hot take, Eric.
This actually does like pertain to this because
This
is a superhero movie, and it is very lighthearted, and I really do like this movie. The difference is this is for kids, and I don't know. Okay. So think about me. I'm one of those kids that like grew up like the first thing of Marvel that I really knew was the X-Men and the Spider-Man movies. Okay? Those are much darker than the Marvel movies have ever been.
Oh yeah.
And
But
go ahead.
yeah, no, I was just finish your point, and then I'll bring my counterpoint because I think I know where you're going with this.
It's more that those are more darker, and I like it because of that. I think that like movies like this is really funny that these movies like really sucked is that X-Men 3 and Spider-Man 3 are probably the worst out of the entire series of both of them, and they are probably the most lighthearted ones for some reason.
I don't think it had anything to do with the tone. I just think it had to do with the execution of like
that's not
the
wrong.
characters and the story, and everything was just choppy
And things
like,
coming out of nowhere, really.
Yeah,
for
I mean,
both of them.
I would say superhero movies have definitely gotten way more lighthearted, but
Right.
the reason for that is to pander to a wider audience because they want to make as much money as possible, and I don't think that's like a bad business strategy, but I mean, I'm not even critical of that strategy at all because I go in watching something like Thor Ragnarok, and obviously that's extremely lighthearted, but anybody can watch that and have a good time with it. Like you know what I mean?
Not me.
Except for the
that
people
movie.
that hate it. Do you hate it? Oh
I
my
do hate
goodness.
it. I think it's one of the worst.
My
Okay,
heart, you just
so
heard
the
it.
problem with me in that movie is that it shouldn't have been called Ragnarok, first off. And it shouldn't have had anything to do with Ragnarok at all.
Okay.
And
Just because
I'm
that's
a really
heavy
big
topic.
fan of Planet Hulk. So
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they've
yeah.
ruined that.
I imagine people fans of that storyline fell a little shortchanged, but like it was still awesome to see.
I
I
don't-
don't know. Like
I don't understand why people like that movie more than, like, let's say, like, Winter Soldier. I think Winter Soldier is definitively the best Marvel movie.
see,
Oh.
for me, I love the Winter Soldier so much, but it's always flip-flopping for me between the Winter Soldier, Civil War, the first Captain. I mean, you have I love all three of the Captain Americas so much. I love Thor Ragnarok, man. That's like so up there for me. It's at least top 5. I wouldn't put it at the top, but it just did so much that I loved.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I went in seeing all the trailers and stuff. People that reviewed it said, "Oh, they left no surprises or anything," and I just didn't feel surprised. But I was still pleasantly surprised by a lot of stuff. I went in with high expectations and was not disappointed. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I've just gotten critical.
Maybe.
Of
I mean,
things.
maybe you're suffering from a little superhero fatigue or something.
Yeah, I am. I most definitely am.
Because like I'm not there yet, and I've always told myself I'll never get there as long as they keep coming out with new stuff. But I'm really worried that one of these days a movie is going to come out, and I'm just going to be like, okay, I'm kind of done with these.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Black Panther. I don't think Black Panther is going to have as much of like a lighter tone, and
Yeah.
he's more solemn in the comics and
For
TV
sure.
shows and all.
Here's my thing. I don't think most people are going to get superhero fatigue as long as they keep introducing new characters and making different type movies for each character. Because as long as you do that, it keeps everything fresh and new. Like I feel like Captain Marvel is going to be a new type of movie that we
Right.
haven't really seen before. Black Panther, obviously. Thor Ragnarok was totally different. You know, it wasn't for some people, but it was like,
I think I have to rewatch it.
yeah, it was.
Because I
don't know.
rewatched Guardians of the Galaxy, and I do like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 a lot more than I did the first time that I watched it.
Yeah. But like, I think most of the reason I'm super done with the DCEU is because all of those movies just feel like the same dark, dour, depressing.
That reminds me, I still need to watch Justice League. I have not heard anything
Yeah.
about I don't know any spoiler for Justice League besides
The
fact
last DC Extended Universe film I watched was Batman v Superman.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I mean, Wonder Woman's good, so you should watch that.
The
Yeah.
Wonder Woman was okay to me. I thought it was like a solid movie, but it
Yeah,
wasn't.
but
like,
okay, so
it didn't make me go, "Oh man, I'm
yeah,
into the DCEU."
okay,
again."
so I say that is definitively the best DCEU film, but I also don't understand why people like keep saying, "Oh, this is such a turnaround, this and that." No, it's really not.
no,
It's
It was
really all
directed by
over
a
the
woman,
place.
so it was amazing.
I will
It's
say
really all
what,
over the place in the third act.
what hypes me up is shipping Scarlet Witch and Vision. That hypes me
Oh,
up so much.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
That's one of those things that I really like from the comics. So
Yeah, that whole romance dynamic. They do it perfectly in the movie so far. They're building that up, and it's believable, and it's not stupid. You know, it's not forced.
no, it's not.
I was hoping they would do that angle where they're romantic and stuff, and it's working so great. I love it.
So, gearing back towards the Lego Movie franchise, and we talked a little bit about Lego Batman movie. What do you guys predict of how Lego Batman will be in the Lego Movie sequel? What do you think he's going to do?
I think he's going to be another great supporting character.
Oh yeah, I think they really should bring Rosario Dawson and Michael Cera back with Will Arnett.
That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, I think that would be cool, having all three of them coming in and help.
And actually that movie's coming in 2019.
Yeah.
Got to wait a little longer.
Got a little time, yeah.
Well, let it cook.
If I remember correctly, Christopher Miller and Phil Lord are directing that now because I think they pushed it back so that they could do it.
Oh, okay.
I think.
That's good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're still getting work. Like, I don't feel like they're going to have any problem getting work,
Oh,
but
no.
I really wonder what that would be like. Would that be really embarrassing for just the whole world to know that, oh yeah, we got booted from a Star Wars movie? I just feel like that would be terribly embarrassing.
No, they're the producers in it.
For the Batman movie or
Lego 2.
or Lego 2, I see.
Yeah.
It's the Lego Movie sequel. That's the official name.
Oh no,
Well,
no,
yeah.
yeah. I'm just talking about like the Solo movie when they got booted from that. I just wonder how they felt, like how ashamed they felt.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Yeah, okay, so they started reworking the script in October of last year. Wow, last year. 2017.
For what?
They started reworking the script for the Lego Movie sequel last year.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Hey, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a fun movie.
I'm looking forward to the Lego Movie sequel.
I mean, most Lego movies I'm gonna go see. I didn't go see Ninjago just because I really don't know much about the
Yeah.
franchise, and therein is the problem because like people like me are like, okay, yeah, it's a Lego movie, but I'm not necessarily interested in what it's about.
I don't think that they should have went with Lego Ninjago. I think they should have just made the Lego Movie sequel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was funny though. The Lego Ninjago movie. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I think Jackie Chan's character isn't in it enough.
Oh, they got him to play a character. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. He plays their sensei. I don't think he's in it enough though.
Okay, that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like maybe if I saw it, I'd like it without knowing anything about it. I mean, I feel like if it's not even tied to the show, so it's like, I don't even need to.
You can go in and they'll explain everything.
Yeah.
Just drop my iPad on my toes.
Ooh, are your toes okay?
Yep, fine.
I'm only worried about the iPad. No, I'm kidding.
And according to this Wikipedia article, there's also a Lego race movie that they're making.
Oh, it was the million brick race?
Billion brick.
Billion brick, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant it was a movie about racial equality. You're a different type of plastic. Oh, look, it's a black Lego figure.
Oh my god.
This has been another Jake take.
Jake's take.
Take Jake.
What were you saying though?
Sorry.
I don't remember. I'm tired. So do we have anything important more to say about the Lego film franchise or anything before we get to our final segment of the show?
Still looks good. I think that they shouldn't really. I think they should keep like established characters. Like we said, the Lego movie sequel should have been September of last year instead of the Lego Ninjago movie.
Yeah, I feel like they just need to be careful about what movies they make, and if they do that, I think they're in pretty good standing because obviously there was an audience for the first two they put out. So just be careful about what they make their movies about, and I think they'll keep drawing in a big crowd.
And keep getting really good cast because like every single cast has people that like are well known. Like in the Lego movie, you have Morgan Freeman, you have Chris Pratt, Will Ferrell. In the Lego Batman movie, you have Rosario Dawson, Michael Cera, and then in the Lego Ninjago movie, you have like Olivia Munn and David Franco.
Right.
Yeah, just
right.
keep. I would say just keep getting really good voice talent.
I have a friend named David Franco, like a real life friend.
The David
No.
Franco? Oh,
No,
well, that's not.
he's a tenor sax player.
You think we can get him on the podcast?
No, I haven't seen him in a couple years.
Oh, well, that sucks.
So I'm looking at the earnings and the budgets for these movies, the first two anyway. Oh, never mind.
Wait.
I didn't realize this. Okay, so they spent about $60 million on the first Lego movie,
Mm-hmm.
and it made I think like almost $500 million worldwide. But they spent $20 million more on the Batman movie. They spent $80 million on that, and they only made like just over $300 million worldwide. So it did make a lot less, but really, it still made a ton of money.
I think the reason for that is like more character models. Like there's a significant amount.
So many,
of more characters and like more design in the Lego Batman.
Yeah, I mean,
characters.
do you feel like maybe they marketed the Batman movie more? Because I definitely remember seeing so many ads for the Lego Batman movie, and I don't
Yeah.
remember.
I remember the Lego Ninjago movie when they first released their trailer. This was during San Diego Comic-Con, and it was overshadowed by, I think it was the Thor Ragnarok. What was the big thing at Comic-Con last year?
I don't
Either
think it was
that
Ragnarok.
or Justice League, maybe. I don't know.
Justice League. Yeah, Justice League.
That's what
Like, it was
everybody's
just
talking
overshadowed by so many other films. It didn't get, like, it got a few million viewers, but not a lot compared to, say, Thor or Justice League.
Yeah.
Even though even though Lego Ninjago movie wasn't released in a crowded market, this was September. There wasn't much going on, right?
Yeah. No, but that's usually when people are going back to school, and the only like real it's all really because of kids going back to school by that time.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and like the Lego Batman movie, you have like like President's Day and all. You have a longer weekend coming up during that. Yeah, because of February. I don't know. I'm trying to justify why the Lego Ninjago movie didn't get enough. I think it really does come down to marketing and like people knowing the characters, and more that the Lego movie, Lego is one of those brands still that can sell.
Totally.
And I think that the Lego movie is like a really good sign of that, and yeah, that's it.
So do you have any more thoughts? Any final word?
Nah, I'm done.
Legos are better than Mega Blocks. That's all.
That's
I have.
not wrong. Oh, whoops, Siri. Oh, that's another thing. Siri's in this movie.
Oh yeah,
And is credited.
About that.
that was actually the voice of Siri.
Mm-hmm.
I love how it was just an accident. You just turned on Siri. Oh yeah. That's Siri.
I was gonna mention it earlier, and I'm like, yeah, whatever.
And then your Siri turned on.
Mm-hmm.
It's now time for my personal... Oh, God, my doorbell just rung. It's now time for my personal favorite segment of the Backyard Watch podcast. Everyone knows it. Everyone loves it. It's going to invade everything on Channel 38. I'm going to make it happen. And it hasn't happened. But we all love it on the Backyard Watch podcast. It is the one, the only hype factor. It is the hype factor. This is the last segment of our show. The shows everyone talk about what our favorite thing is, about what we are most. God, my diction is making no sense. Let me reframe. The hype factor is what we are all the most excited about. Go to each individual person on the panel and we talk about what we are hyped, excited about. Usually something that's in the future. And let's see, my hype factor is just this semester. I start school on Wednesday and go till May, have school for a while. And just think about that whole time span. So many good things going on, the things I like. The Winter Olympics are occurring in February in almost exactly 1 month from now. We have March Madness, the NCAA men's basketball tournament in March. We have, and then May is just a powerhouse of movies when you got Avengers, Infinity War, and Solo, a Star Wars story. And there's just so many cool things. All these things are getting me really hyped for this next few months. Eric Wall, what is your hype factor?
I'm really hype about perhaps the Han Solo trailer coming out soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I know that Jake wasn't here. I think I said did I say it in the pre-show only, or did I say it in? Regardless. So
about what?
About the current rumor going around is that perhaps on the 12th is when the Han Solo trailer comes out.
This Friday?
Yeah. Which
I hope
will be on GMA, which I'm somewhat looking forward to. I don't know. I don't want it to be during Super Bowl because I won't be able to hear it because I usually go out for Super Bowl Sunday.
Nice. That's a jolly hype factor for the Solo trailer. And I forgot to mention that and what's going on. And that's this week, possibly. That would be really cool. Although, to be fair, there were rumors last Sunday that this past weekend that there would be there'd be a trailer, but nothing came. Jake Damon, what is your hype factor?
Oh man,
Jacob William Damon.
That's my name.
That's your name. What's your hype factor?
Let's see. I'm with Eric. I'm totally stoked for that Solo trailer. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for that movie. I think that might be my next most anticipated. I mean, I'm so hyped for Avengers Infinity War. I'm so hyped for The Incredibles 2. All of those are happening like right in that same space too.
But
It's great.
what about the Venom movie? Are you hyped for that?
I have yet to be hyped for that movie. I feel like maybe I need to see a trailer, but
Yeah, I feel that too.
Tom Hardy, he's got me halfway there. So
I mean, from what he's done, it's been good in Bane. So
yeah. But I think the thing I know the thing I am most excited about is today is exactly 5 months until I get married.
Ooh.
Dude, yeah.
I'm ready. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jake.
Thank you. I've loved this girl for so long. You don't want to hear all this mushy stuff, but I'm just so happy I'm getting married to her. She's my favorite person ever.
That's not too long before Solo.
I know. I think we talked about it and we were like, I think our first. No, it's actually after Solo. I think because Solo's in May, right?
Oh, 5 months from now. So yeah. Okay, it's a little after Solo. Okay.
Yeah. I think the first movie that we'll be able to see as a married couple will be The Incredibles 2. So we're excited for that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Or you can just be like us and rewatch Solo again and again.
So Jake,
I will definitely be doing that.
Are you having it in Pennsylvania or New York?
Well, see, we haven't decided yet. We're thinking maybe it'll be New York, but we still got to decide. It would be cool to have it in PA, but I'm trying to think about who I'm inviting and stuff. Because if it's close enough, I'll definitely send you an invitation.
Ooh, that would be
if you want one.
I would like one. Yes.
Okay. I will put it down in my notes.
And that was the hype factor.
Oh wait, I have one more hype factor. I turned 18 in 51 days.
Wow.
Yep.
Wait, how old?
18.
Dang, you're a young boy.
I feel like every time I bring this up, somebody, even I've known you guys for what, I think 5 years now.
Yes.
And it's every time that I bring it up, somebody's like, "Wow."
Oh, I know you've told me at least 3 times, and I'm always surprised. But like you come off as way older, so I'm always thinking you're at least 20.
Oh man,
I'm Mr. Old Man 22 over here.
Ooh.
I guess I'm in between. I'm 20. I'm right in between you guys.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, this is the Backyard Watch podcast. We air every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, live on channel 1138 on the Mixlr, MIXLR. We also have our archive episodes that are on the channel 1138 YouTube channel. So just search channel 1138 on YouTube, and you'll see a bunch of episodes that we've done, and I think there's a playlist that has like some of our older stuff as well from last year.
Yeah, from
we got to update that.
Yeah, if I remember correctly. Well, no, the playlist itself doesn't need to be updated. It's more that all that's from the actual Backyard Watch channel. Yeah, that's it. Mainly.
Nice. Cool. But now we do it on channel 1138. Support the channel where we can.
Yep,
and
some much needed content.
Yeah, some awesome content to listen to our archive. So if you've missed a portion of our show, or you came in late, or you wanted to find a specific topic that we talked about, it should all be there. Many of our episodes are on YouTube. And we also have some jolly social media accounts. We have our Facebook page, which is Backyard Watch. We have some cool stuff on there, some cool memes that Eric has made in the past, and we do promos there to inform y'all when we are broadcasting. And then we also have an Instagram and a Twitter.
Oh, dang.
These are here's the handle for it: BYWPOD. That's BYW Pod for both our Instagram and our Twitter. So follow us on there, if you want to, stay up, to keep up with what we're doing. Give us your hype factor. See what you are hyped about. And and our YouTube is obviously channel 1138, where all of our archive episodes get uploaded. Jake Damon, where can we hear you, see you, or find you?
Well, I am on Twitter at simply Jake Damon. I do some stuff on there, but I'm mostly on Instagram. You can find me there at Jake W Damon. I post a lot of artwork and stuff over there. Lately, it's been kind of, I wouldn't say blowing up, but getting lots of likes over there. So
nice.
I've seen some of them. They're really good.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm just trying to build up a good, a good fan base. I'm trying to go freelance at some point. I would love to work from home and quit this terrible job that I have now that makes me late for awesome podcasts. But right now, I'm just in the growing stage. So come on over and check that out.
Dude, do you have any upcoming Channel 1138 appearances, or like? No, I know you sometimes do Star Wars Wastelands trivia matches.
Yeah, that's true. Sage has graciously had me on several episodes as of recently. He'll probably have me on again at some point. But I have a crazy schedule. I never know when I get off work. It's always different every night. So I try. I was surprised I got off as early as I did tonight. I keep thinking I should reboot a podcast. I would love to just stick with a podcast because I've had 2 or 3 before. They're just kind of fizzled out because I got disinterested. But I need to come up with like a good idea that I can stick with and do every week and have guests on and stuff. But so stay tuned, I guess.
Nice. Anything else to say, Eric?
Inhumans is the worst show ever.
I was literally just thinking about that. I saw a picture of Black Bolt and I was like, oh yeah, that show came out. And
I watched the first 2 episodes like back in September, and I keep thinking about it, and it's mainly because my dad and my little brother started watching The Runaways.
I heard that was good.
I've watched like clips of it, and the directing looks really good, like the cinematography and all. I really need to watch it.
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch it all together though, because it's on a weekly basis. So, and I also have to catch up with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, tell me this: Does Runaways and or Inhumans, are they supposed to take place in the MCU?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And there's also a Freeform series coming up called Cloak and Dagger.
Mm-hmm. We've talked about it before.
That interests me a lot.
I think that comes out this month.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'm looking forward to that because I do really like those characters.
Yeah. But
definitely comes out this year. Don't know when it comes out though.
So you're sick of superhero movies, but not superhero shows.
Yeah, with all right. Besides Iron Fist, a good portion of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Inhumans. Yeah, I'm not sick of superhero shows. I think the shows definitely get more dark than the movies, especially Daredevil.
I have not seen Punisher yet, but I hear that's the best. So
please
far.
watch it.
I know I need to.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. Yep. Thank you. What will next week be, Jeff?
How about Spider-Man: Homecoming?
Okay.
How's that sound?
The only Marvel movie that I actually liked last year.
I only saw that one like 5 times in theaters. So.
Dude, I invite you to join us next week, Jake.
If I can, I will.
And I may get other guests for this as well.
Because I would love to talk about it with people.
There are a lot of interesting things about it that reminded me of my high school days.
Oh yeah, you remember back to the days when you could like sling web and be friends with Tony Stark.
Those were my favorite.
Getting that Stark internship. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, I miss
um,
those days.
But yeah, thanks for listening. We will be back next week. Same 11:38 time, same 11:38 channel. That didn't work.
Same
Lego
backyard
Batman
watch
style.
time. Same backyard watch time. Same backyard watch channel. Backyard.
Bravo, guys, that was flawless.
Goodbye, everyone. Stay hype.
Good night.
Good night. Thank
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 Night.
Good night.